What is up, everybody? This is Atticus, the Death Metaler, and as you can tell from the very background, I am currently at this rental vacation home down in Palm Coast, Florida with my family. So that explains the change of environment, or room as you say. So I'm currently, with family right now, just enjoying the beach, getting out from Palm Coast all the way up to Jacksonville for school classes and all this other stuff. So that's going down, but other than that, I'm having a lot of fun with my family. But a little bit off topic, let's get down to the topic of the video at hand here. Now, as many of you know, for the next year, elections are looming up in the horizons. And, a lot of people like me are just going, oh, fuck, here we go with the fucking Demobrats and the fucking Republicans, libtards, conservatives going neck and neck, toe to toe over each other, even though that both sides are fucking stupid anyways. As George Carlin says, don't forget to vote and all this other stuff he's been talking about on why voting doesn't solve everything. So that's probably one of the reasons why I don't really want to vote. But then there's this guy, Bernie Sanders, and judging from what he is talking about and how he wants to change this country around, that's the kind of guy that I want to go for. No, even though he's going to be a part of the Democratic Party, he knows what the fuck he's talking about. But, a lot of people thought the same with Obama, but, you gotta be hopeful for that. But honest politicians sometimes get voted the fuck out for some apparent reason. And that's a sucky thing about this. But, yeah, Bernie Sanders is getting a lot of popularity over this. And this event I want to talk about that does involve Bernie Sanders over here. So let's get right to it. An estimated 15,000 supporters packed at Heck Edmondson Pavilion and an overflow area in Seattle as Sanders took the stage to thunderous applause and delivered an hour-long populist stim-witer about his plans to wrest the country from the control of billionaires. As the crowd stomped and cheered, Sanders pledged to fight a full menu of progressive policies, including 12 weeks of paid leave for new parents, a federal minimum wage of $15 an hour, and an end to unequal pay for women. This is not utopian dreaming, Sanders says. This is the country we can create if we are prepared to stand together. At Westlake, Sanders was just starting to address the crowd, thanking Seattle for being one of the most progressive cities in the United States of America. That is as far as he got before two women walked on stage and grabbed the microphone. And yes, these were two activists of the very popular yet very annoying Black Lives Matter hashtag. And I said before in a video that I am very neutral on Black Lives Matter, and I really want to avoid on talking about the subject of Black Lives Matter until this event right here. The activists demanded 4.5 minutes of silence in memory of Michael Brown to symbolize the 4.5 hours of his body laying on the Ferguson street. While rally organizers raised their hand in support, some of the crowd yelled profanities. And for an obvious fucking reason. I mean, Bernie Sanders was interrupted by these two activists. I mean, haven't we all learned about manners when we were young? But nope, it just seems to fly right out of the fucking window. After the few minutes of silence, the protesters said they wanted to confront Sanders for failing to address their concerns when he was similarly interrupted at a town hall for liberal activists in Phoenix last month. Johnson beckoned Sanders to stand closer as she spoke. He refused. The Westlake protesters would not let Sanders take the microphone, prompting rally organizer Robbie Stern to say the event was over because the demonstrators were determined to stop it. Sanders left the stage and walked through the crowd, greeting supporters before leaving in a white Jeep for a fundraiser at the Comet Tavern on Capitol Hill. Really. Absolutely really. What those activists did should never have happened. It was very fucking inappropriate. This is a guy who knows, his game plan and to change the country around if he ever gets on board. And you probably ruined a good chance for him to, be on the campaign. Yeah, way to fucking go. But oh no. Bernie Sanders shouldn't have just, walked right off. He should have just stayed on and just said, hey, you interrupted me. Get the fuck out of here. But oh no, that isn't the worst of it all. This is the worst of it all. Right here. Marissa Johnson, one of the activists, shot back, I was going to tell Bernie how racist this city is, filled with its progressives, but you did it for me, accusing the audience of white supremacist liberalism. She cited Seattle's own police problems, including an ongoing Justice Department consent decree over use of force. White supremacist liberalism? Isn't that the thing what libtards are going against? That, like, libtards are trying very hardest to end racism. And yet you're accusing these people, even white progressive libtards, like totally fucking liberal, anti-racist as fuck, accusing them of not being self-loathing white people. This is just amazing. It's just so amazing on how so fucking butthurt people can get. And this is the final nail on the coffin over the whole Black Lives Matter movement. Because don't get me wrong, the whole term Black Lives Matter, it is very important because racial profiling and institutionalized racism is a major fucking problem in this country. I will not deny that. There is a lot of problems, and the black community in America gets fucked over the law enforcement. They get fucked up really hard. I can acknowledge that. That's probably one of the main reasons why the riots in Ferguson and Baltimore, let me get to Baltimore in a minute. That's why people were getting so rallied up in Baltimore. And the thing is about in Baltimore, when people were justifying the riots in Baltimore, I really fucking snapped at it. I was trying very hard not to talk about the whole Baltimore riots, but here I am talking about it right now. Do you want to know why I was getting really pissed off over the people justifying over the riots in Baltimore, saying that it was a just cause? Let me just say this. To all the people that were justifying it, fuck you all. Fuck each one of you all. Because you know what? When you're going around wreaking havoc across the city, especially a city in where a couple of my relatives live, that's where I get really pissed off. I was worried sick over my relatives when this whole thing happened. I was messaging them, making sure that they were okay, but they're fine now. They're at my vacation home right at this moment. They're doing fine. They're doing great. And they really do appreciate me getting in touch with them. And just, people. Fucking people. I understand that, when you're differentiating black and white riots, you can go around and say that, oh, whites doing riots is stupid while the black riots are just and stuff. And they're doing a very violent and radical demonstration. I can acknowledge that. But when you have people that are of your own flesh and blood, knowing that they're in this shit, that's where I get really defensive and I get really pissed off. That is one of the reasons why I am losing hope over the whole Black Lives Matter hashtag. Not to mention this, going back to Bernie Sanders was an active participant in the civil rights movement. He fought for the civil rights and liberties that African Americans have today. Well, institutionalized racism is still a problem for African Americans, but at least he was one of the many people, white allies, in support for African Americans' civil rights to take down segregation. And this is the kind of shit that was thrown at him. You people are fucking disgusting. You probably ruined a good portion of him to run for the presidency. Whatever, I'm fucking done here. I'm Atticus, the Death Meddler. Hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Links are in the description below. Keep it metal. Have a wonderful day. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go back upstairs, get back with my family and relatives, and blast out the new Cattle Decapitation album. Because let's face it, Cattle Decapitation is fucking awesome. Take care, folks.